Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. William Ruto appointed 50 CAS, which is actually against the Constitution of Kenya. He was advised by a number of people, but he never took heed on the advice. The same president is the one who is telling Kenyans to abide by the rule of law. The same president is the person telling Azimio that Kenya is a country governed by law. He has severally pretended to be a man who respects the Constitution of Kenya, which he is the custodian. One of the most, or the first responsibility of the president is to protect and uphold the Constitution of Kenya. That is his biggest mandate as a president. He has been walking all over in this country, lecturing us on how we should abide by the rule of law. But he doesn't advise himself on the same. He doesn't advise himself on abiding by the same rule of law. I have seen him recently accusing Raila Odinga and asking whether Raila is above the law. Now, I want to ask the president, are you above the law when you go ahead and swear in 50 CSS against the will of Parliament? You know the procedure is, they are nominated. After nominating them, they are shortlisted. After they are shortlisted, then they go for an interview. After going for an interview, they are appointed. After appointment, they are supposed to go to Parliament for further vetting and then the swearing in. Now, President Ruto aliruka one stage. The CSS who were sworn in today, they didn't go to Parliament for vetting. Why? The Parliament ilijitenga. Yes, the Parliament ilijitenga from kujiweka in the worst history. Right? Yani wao walisema ndio sisi tumejitenga na hili swala ili tusikuje kuandikisha historia mbaya katika taifa letu la Kenya. And Parliament wrote a letter to the president. This is a press release from the executive office of the president. I want to read. It is notified that the Speaker of the National Assembly has referred back to the appointing authority. Yani, in short, anajaribu kusema kwamba Rais William Ruto aliappoint the CSS, then he was supposed to forward the names to Parliament. But after forwarding the names to Parliament, the Parliament again reverted back the names to the appointing authority, that is the president. The transmitter of the nominees of appointment to the rank of Chief Administrative Secretaries. The Speaker's memorandum notes as follows. The obligation to respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution enjoins the House to refrain from assuming and discharging a role that has not been expressly assigned by the Constitution or written law. In that regard, the National Assembly is unable to vet the nominees in the absence of an express constitutional or statutory requirement to do so. Nisikiliza wa Kenya. Parliament is telling William Ruto that your 50 CAS are unconstitutional. And as a parliament, we do not want to stand on the wrong side of the law. We do not want to be written in the books of history as a house that went against the Constitution of Kenya. And as a result, as much as we are the majority in parliament, as much as Moses Wetangula from Kenya Kwanza is the Speaker of the National Assembly, we as parliament, we have one thing to tell you, Mr. Ruto, that please, Kenya is a country governed by law. And as the president, you are not above the law. You must follow the law to the letter. And they are telling him, please, on the side of vetting unconstitutional CASs, we cannot. As much as we are the majority, tafadhali William Ruto, hii nayo haiwezekani. Wakashika those lists, wakasema back to the sender. Hey, Ruto akona shida. Opposition inamukaba ko. Parliament ndio hiyo pia. Juzi ni the Minister of Foreign Affairs ikiandika barua kulalamikia wazungu eti Raila na msumbua. Sasa, my friend, I saw the president today speaking after swearing in the CSS. He looked a stressed person. Ndani hata sauti ilikuwa ni sauti ambayo imekufa moral. So, in short, as we speak, Ruto has sworn in unconstitutional CAS. He has broken the law he is supposed to protect. And then he has the guts to stand in public and lecture people on upholding the rule of law. From today onwards, I expect the president to refrain from using the term upholding the rule of law, because he has already entered the books of history as the president who has publicly humiliated the Kenyan Constitution, which is swore by the Bible to protect. Ladies and gentlemen, I am speaking this without fear of contradiction. Yes, the president wants to reward his loyalties. Nobody is against that. But then, do so as per the Constitution of Kenya. What has happened today is a mockery to our Constitution. Whatever happened today morning in the State House is abusing the rule of law of this great land. And I expect the lawyers of goodwill to take up the matter. As much as you cannot win fighting him, but the books of history must record this in a language that the coming generations will understand. History never forgets. Internet never forgets. So, the president has gone against the will of parliament. He has gone ahead against the will of the Constitution to swear in unconstitutionally 50 CSS. History will judge you harshly, Mr. President. So, To me, as much as I'm alive, I do not expect the president to tell any Kenyan to uphold by the rule of law. I don't expect. I do not expect. Why? He has expressively shown that because he's the president, he can break the law anytime, any minute he feels like doing so. We have gone back to the dark days of Moi. And that's the reality. If Kenyans, we cannot open our eyes wide and think beyond what we are seeing now, we are going back to the Nyayo era. Ukweli wangu utanimaliza, but I must stand to speak the truth. Now, as a consequence, the press release reads of the referral by the Speaker of the National Assembly, which has found that there is no constitutional or statutory basis upon which the August House can vet the nominees. The head of state and government has today, 22nd March 2023, caused the appointment of the nominees to various ministries as earlier notified. Listen, what I'm reading here is an official letter, is an official press statement written and signed by the State House spokesperson Hussein Mohammed. To be precise and to cut the story short, the executive have scored themselves an own goal. Why? They have confirmed in this letter from State House that yes, indeed, the 50 CSS are unconstitutional. They have confirmed that is an own goal to the executive, led by the president himself. An own goal. What else Kenyans do you need? What else do you need, Kenyans? Munahitaji nini? What else do you need? What else do you need? Barua ya State House imesema CSS are unconstitutional. Sio mimi nimesema, ni barua imeandikwa na imesainiwa na Hussein Mohammed, MBS. Yeye ndiye amesema. The press release confirms that the 50 CSS, they are unconstitutional. Ladies and gentlemen, then the president today went ahead against the law, breaking the law, humiliating the law, and has forcibly kutumia kifua sworn in the 50 CSS. Beyond this, I have nothing to say. That is Kenya for you. God bless you. Dangerous times ahead. When Baba calls for demonstrations, you should not question. Baba's demonstrations is about you and me. Right? These are the things Baba is fighting, but you do not see. Even if you support Kenya Kwanza, this is a breach of the Kenyan constitution. This is actually fucking the Kenyan constitution in broad daylight when Kenyans are watching. God bless you. Asanteni sana. See you in the next video, ladies and gentlemen.